think that Catherine McMichaels is my favorite Stuart Gordon role that I've ever played, and one of my favorite characters that I've ever played anywhere in anything. And I consider it my best role to date, really. It just was more to do in that movie than I've ever had to do in any other movie. It challenged me, and I think actors like to be challenged.
This is Dr. Catherine McMichaels.
Hello. After we did Reanimator, we just realized we all had a great chemistry together. I always knew that we were going to do another movie. I mean, Stuart kept talking to us about different things, and initially we were supposed to do Dagon, Jeffrey and I. From Beyond became our follow-up with Stuart. And there was a dialogue, between us all, and we all knew that we wanted to work together again.
There, do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
The pineal gland is oversized and extending through the optic thalami.
Catherine is a wonderful character and such a great opportunity for me as an actor to have played. She starts very repressed, and she's a psychiatrist, and she's not a believer in anything other than what she can see or analyze. And through the movie, she gets drawn in emotionally and physically and sexually into this other world. And it opens her up in a lot of different ways. She also has to be a savior towards the end, and a heroine in some respects. So it gave me a lot of different things to play in one short movie. I don't think you get a role like that very often, and I haven't had too many roles like that. And I'd have to say this part that I played was probably my favorite in any movie I've ever done.
Get them out of here! Get them out of here!
It was an undertaking. I think for Reanimator we had 19 days, 21 days, something like that, to shoot. And on From Beyond we must have had almost 3 months. We were in Italy, and it was just an amazing experience. We had so much more time. It was comfortable for everybody to have that luxury. And the tone of the movie is quite different than Reanimator. Reanimator's very satirical and funny and over the top and bloody and graphic. And From Beyond is a little bit more close to the vest played, as far as direction-wise and also acting-wise. I think there's nobody in From Beyond that is outlandish, so it's a much more true-to-form, real 80s horror movie.
This is Dr. Catherine McMichaels. Hello.
I suppose you're another psychiatrist?
Yes, I am.
Uh-huh.
I think initially working on From Beyond for Jeffrey Combs was difficult because he had had amazing success with his character from Reanimator. He's in control, he's the one that's driving the boat, and in From Beyond he's really not. He's more of a passive character, and I think I take control in From Beyond. So it was a different relationship, and on set we had a different relationship as well. It was a little prickly at the beginning, and Jeffrey and I love each other, and we're good friends, but it was a little, and maybe it was sort of an offshoot of our characters, but it was a little prickly and it felt a little uncomfortable initially, but I think that worked for the characters ultimately. And it's funny how when you're playing a part, sometimes it bleeds into your real life, and I definitely think that it did. And when we did From Beyond, we were away from home. We were in Italy, so we're in a foreign place, and most of the people there, except for Stuart and Mac and the special effects guys, were all Italian, and they didn't speak any English. So we didn't have a lot of friends around us, although it was a great place to be. So it was a different relationship for us to play together.
Hi, you must be Dr. McMichaels.
No, I'm Dr. McMichaels.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Ken Foray is a dream. He's a doll. He is a big teddy bear. His character in From Beyond is exactly how he is as a person. He's affable, he's lovable, he's kind, he's sincere, he's silly. It was just a wonderful experience working with him. I couldn't have asked for another co-star that I would have had more fun with. He's just a great guy all around.
Yes, I do find you distracting. Don't! Crawford.
You know, it was fun working with Ted Sorrell. He had to be very serious, I think, because he had so much makeup on. I don't think it's particularly fun to work with that much makeup. I mean, I love special effects. I think they're really cool. But I only usually have to have blood on me, or, you know, I don't have to wear any prosthetic, or, you know, I don't have to have a straw in my nose and have a headpiece made and all that. I think that's difficult. He was very serious about what he was doing, and very thoughtful and very exacting, and a really great guy, a nice guy, but just wanted to get it right. And there was no fooling around with him. You know, sometimes there's some joking around on set, and I didn't get a lot of that from him. He was just really serious. So the resonator comes on, and there's like an awakening to a sexuality, to another dimension, maybe within yourself that you've never experienced before. What a great gift to be given that opportunity to play something so expansive and so big and so freeing, really. It's something every actor looks forward to. So for me, it was just a wonderful pleasure, really, to just, you know, feel those emotions and play something different than myself. And I got to kiss Jeffrey Combs on screen and just take him and kiss him. It was just, you know, it was awesome. I got to wear the leather and, you know, sit on him in the leather and try to have sex with him. I mean, it was awesome. I loved it. And it was really funny because Stuart actually took me shopping for my leather outfit. We couldn't find anything. We went to the Pleasure Chest, I think it was, on Hollywood Boulevard, and they just had nothing that fit me. So I tried on about 200 outfits, and then we had something made for me, and it was just great, great fun to play that character. I think being brought back for electroshock therapy, it was a great character point for her, because she's broken down at that moment. She's at her wit's end, and she's had been a woman who was so controlled and controlling, and she's completely like just vulnerable and opened up by this whole experience, and wanting others to understand, no, this is real, and for them not to believe her and want to give her electroshock therapy is quite scary for her, would be for anybody. Thank God I escaped. Shooting the end of the movie, I knew that I had to jump out of a window. I didn't do that, unfortunately, they wouldn't let me. But I had to go crazy at the end. And it was just scripted that I fall down, and Bunny Summers, the older lady with the dog, she comes in and she talks to me, and I cry. And it was written in the script that I'm crying, and you know, I'm sad and I'm broken. But I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if I really went crazy and Stuart gave me free rein to do whatever I wanted? So I thought, how would I feel if I was on the verge of madness? What would that be like for all that she's gone through? And I don't know if I planned it. I can't really remember, but I I remember just, crying and getting into that state and working myself up. And sometimes that stuff works and sometimes it doesn't, to be quite honest with you. Sometimes you got to use the fake tears. Sometimes it's all there and you don't need anything. So you have to have all the tools available to you, and then whatever's going to work in that moment is going to work. And I just felt like it was funny. I was, at the end, it was like everything I'd gone through was crazy and weird and horrible. But there was a comedic element to it for me, and but it's also like fear. I mean, fear can make you laugh too. So I think that ending where I'm screaming and laughing, it just sort of happened. I think Stuart wanted to do something different with From Beyond. He wanted to make a more traditional horror movie and have it be scary and horrific and unnerving. He's definitely a funny guy. And with Reanimator, the humor was intentional, and he really didn't want any of the humor in From Beyond. I don't know how we could have worked it in. My final thought on working on From Beyond is that it's very satisfying to have worked on a movie that so many great horror icons are known for. So I feel honored to have worked with all of these fine craftsmen. Whatever became of Catherine McMichaels? I think she's in an insane asylum somewhere. No, Reagan kicked her out, so she's on the streets and she's begging for money. And you see her while you're driving by, so please stop and give her a quarter or two.